Welcome back to the Michigan Business Beat, brought to you on the Michigan Business Network. Chris Holman coming to you from the Grand Hotel on Mackinac Island. We're up here for the policy conference, and so is Ara Topouzian. How are you, buddy?
I'm good, Chris. How are you?
Head of the Michigan Venture Capital Fund. Did you bring any with us from the association?
Money? No. We don't bring money. We help. Our members are venture capitalists, angel groups, and so forth.
That was my way of saying, what do you do?
Yeah, well, that is exactly what I do. So, yeah, I'm an executive director.
You know, it's a funny thing because it wasn't that many years ago that Michigan was way under the national average venture capital funds here. How are we doing now?
I think we're doing pretty well. I mean, I think the last several years we have seen some record numbers as far as activity goes, as far as capital under management, money that's getting deployed into the startup arena. So it's been pretty good.
Yeah, good. All right, so let's talk a little bit about what they're doing. Are they investing? Are we getting money out on the street? Is it?
Yeah, there's never enough money on the street, right? I mean, we're always advocating for more money to come into the state, so then there's more money that can get deployed out. But they're investing. And we're working on our annual research report. It'll be out a little bit later this summer, and I think you're going to see that there's continuance of some record growth in these last couple of years. So there's money that's out there, and they're impacting the startup community. They're still investing in the life science arena, which includes healthcare and a lot of other things, and as well as IT, and that includes software development and all of that type of good stuff.
You know, it's interesting. I remember sitting with the Michigan CEO, I guess was his position, with Berengia a number of years ago. And I said, what brought you to Michigan? Because we were just coming out of that shortage. And he said, oh, no, on the West Coast, Michigan's looked at as the land of opportunity. Yeah. Because a lot of things were happening with the revitalization of Detroit, et cetera.
I mean, Michigan is a hub for innovation. You take U of M alone, and the stuff that's getting churned out of the university is fantastic. And so what we're seeing is the growth in Ann Arbor, we're seeing it in Detroit, we're seeing it in Grand Rapids. See, I guess we scared somebody behind us. They heard how great it is.
They're moving stock for this.
They are. So I mean, Michigan is a hub. I've often said we're not the flyover state. I think there's a few things folks like about Michigan. Not only the pipeline that exists here, the valuations though of some of these companies, and just doing business in the Midwest is a lot different than doing business on the coastal region. So I think people like to come here and they want to do work here, and we want them to do work here, and we want to continue more work.
It was interesting. One place we were behind, I think, the business ethic, and that was the way we looked at failure.
Yeah.
And it's looked at in the coastal regions, as you call them, a lot differently. Failure is like a badge of courage. It's also like a class you took, and so you learned a lot of stuff.
Right.
Here, it was just plain failure.
Yeah, I mean, failure in itself is a normalcy. I mean, certainly with the startup community, but I mean, I think what we're seeing here is we're seeing a lot of serial entrepreneurs that have developed different products and technology over the time. And so I think if you were to do sort of a deep dive on what those technologies are, I mean, we're doing pretty well, I think.
So, Ara, let me ask you, tech transfer, you talked about U of M.
Yeah.
MSU does a lot of this as well.
Yeah.
Wayne State does a lot of this through TechTown, et cetera. Are you working closely in those areas too then?
Well, those are members of ours, so I mean, certainly we're proud of when we see folks like Michigan Rise, and they've got their pre-seed fund, their fourth fund, and just the other day they announced they've invested into 50 different startups. I think that's fantastic, work that's going on. The folks at U of M and their tech transfer office, they're doing similar stuff as well. I think we're going to be seeing some money coming in from the feds, coming into Michigan, and then hopefully that'll get infused into the community so that we'll see more of these funds happening. So I mean, everyone's pretty busy,
Yeah. No, I mean, that's a very good thing. Let's talk about some of these startups and the innovation that's going on there, and the people problem that we're all having.
Yeah, well, it is a big people problem. I mean, talent is a huge problem, has been a huge problem for years. Finding that C-suite has always been kind of a struggle to find the right people to run these organizations. And as you know, Chris, venture funds they're investing in teams, right? It's not just the product. So they're looking for a good team, and sometimes that's hard.
Well, and they do look at management teams, you're right, and how they have ventured in the past, et cetera, et cetera. There used to be a formula that said, we'll invest in 10 firms, one of them will hit, and that'll pay for the other 9. I was talking with Chris Reitzik, and he said, no, it's more like 65% success now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're in it for the long game, right? These are not short-term investors. I mean, the venture capital community is they're banking on long games. They do their own due diligence, and hopefully they pick some winners along the way, and I think they do.
Yeah. Well, no, you're absolutely right. All right. So, how about your membership now? Is it increasing?
It is. It is increasing. So this is our 20th anniversary. We can believe that.
Wow.
Yeah, 20 years old. MVCA is this year. So we've got a lot of great new initiatives. We've got some great new members that are joining, service providers, you name it. We're going to be releasing a new logo, new website this year, brand new research report. It's going to be more of an impact guide, and we're doing work in the diversity, equity, inclusion arena. We're doing a lot with that. Internships, you name it. We got a lot of stuff that's been going on. We've not just been sitting playing golf during COVID.
Boy, did I have that wrong.
Yeah, well. Some golf.
Ara Topouzian, thanks so much for joining us, buddy. It's always good. Head of the Michigan Venture Capital Association. I'm Chris Holman, coming to you from the Big Island here in northern Michigan, the Grand Hotel. We're here for the policy conference put on by the Detroit Regional Chamber of Commerce. We'll be right back on the Michigan Business Beat on the Michigan Business Network.